Hello all. So I just discovered this, I don't know, a documentary maybe, but it's called The Wisdom of Trauma, and I saw it on the Science and Non-Duality YouTube page. So I went ahead and clicked on it, and this is just a 3-minute trailer. And I intend to watch the entire thing wherever it is. I'm not sure where it is right now, but I do want to comment on it because I listened to the trailer and I heard some interesting things. And I want to comment on the trailer, and I'll do more commentary when I watch the whole thing, okay? All right.
In the US, the richest society in history, fully half of the citizens have a chronic disorder such as high blood pressure or diabetes. Anxiety amongst young people is growing rapidly. Asthma and autoimmune diseases are on the rise, as are addictions.
Depression is rising, youth suicide is rising.
All is not well.
I started heroin at 26. That's what really destroyed me.
So I didn't say this, but this is Dr. Gabor Mate, I think is how you pronounce it. I'm not exactly sure who he is. I will look that up soon, but I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you that.
Just takes the pain away.
It's easy to want to escape reality completely instead of coping with it.
And so the question is, can we be human beings in the midst of civilization?
So the question, can we be human beings? To me, that sounds like, can we be Zafri Luque? You know, y'all don't know what the world of Zafri Luque is, or you have no idea. But it's like me asking you, can you be a Zafri Luque? Can we be human beings? The question suggests that number one, that's actually what we are, and number two, you can be it. Like there's a blueprint on this is how you human. Okay, let me keep going.
Because what we call civilization demands the denial of human needs.
Please welcome Dr. Gabor Mate.
Every human being has a true, genuine, authentic self. And the trauma is that disconnection from it, and the healing is the reconnection with it.
So he said trauma is disconnection and healing is reconnection to the real, every human's real self. But the thing about connection, right, is that connection, there has to be a role there. There has to be something, like I'm connected to my children, like because my role is a mother and their role is child. That's our connection, okay? Connection is not relationship. Relationship does not require roles, okay? And also connection, okay, let me let him finish what he was saying.
Why do we get disconnected? Because it's too painful to be ourselves.
Well, we're disconnected because we're connected. It's like there's a right because there's a left type thing.
So you sort of a bit like in The Matrix when Neo sees everything's made out of numbers. You look at people and you see all their trauma and damage.
That's what I see. So trauma is not the bad things that happen to you, but what happens inside you as a result of what happens to you. What do you want to tell me? What comes up right now?
Shame.
Thank you.
My father. He would spank us and take a belt to us.
Who did you speak to about your pain?
Nobody.
So this kind of stuff right here, I went to a leadership course like 2 years ago in March. They had everybody in the room crying because they were talking about stuff like this, you know, and that was success for the program. If we can make them cry, we've done what we, you know, what we set out to do. This little clip reminds me of that.
Yeah, that's the trauma. In other words, by the time you're 5 years old, you're completely alone. People are much more lonely and isolated than they used to be. Literally, it causes inflammation in the body and suppresses the immune system. You've been diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Correct.
In my view, people that develop cancer have a hard time expressing healthy anger.
Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump, there were two traumatized people fighting to govern a traumatized world.
That's exactly what I'm saying. And these are the people that our society rewards with power.
So power, the idea of power. I'm not going to say too much about that, but if you're not familiar with power distance, go ahead and look that up and chew on that a little bit. But the thing about power, it's like that coin again. You know, the head and the tail, the right and the left. For there to be power, everybody plays a role in power, a willing role in power. That's all I'm gonna say about that right now.
Our schools are full of kids with learning difficulties, mental health issues that are trauma-based, but the average teacher never gets a single lecture on trauma.
We need trauma-informed medical care.
I 100% agree with this. Trauma-informed medical care.
Trauma-informed education.
If we had a trauma-informed society, we'd have a society that looks much more compassionate.
Possibly, as possibly, because I really enjoy the monk, what's her name? I forget her name. But she says something about compassion where you cannot really show compassion if you see yourself as better than someone else. Like you can only show compassion if this person is lesser for whatever reason, you know, whether it's, you know, they're accountable for it or you know, you feel they're not, it doesn't matter. As long as we see someone as lesser in any way, we cannot show compassion, which begs the question, well, what exactly is compassion?
You did. You made a difference in my life.
Thank you for being in touch.
I don't feel like I'm a bad person anymore. Hey, how are you?
Yeah, I just want people to see the truth. Solutions arise out of people when they confront themselves with the truth.
I like that. I do.
When they're not afraid of the truth.
I think the biggest thing that this whole healing journey has taught me is how to be human.
Here we go with the human again. What I hear is this journey has taught me how to be human. Is this journey has taught me how to be a song or how to be music or, you know, how to be as if there is a way to be that. Do you know what I mean? Okay. All right, so like I said, I'm going to watch this in its entirety once I find out where it is. And I'm going to do a more complete review, the same way I did with American Gospel Alive or whatever that was called. But it'll say review, you know, but before I, so you know which video it is, okay? All right, y'all, so that is all I have for right now, and I will check y'all out later.